the pocket. Clark!
Clark did okay onto the left boot. Around the corner, Clark.
That is a beautiful kick.
Terrific finish.
Moving the pack. Lines up at another one. He's got 3 in the turn. He is on song.
Yeah, one of the highlights in what has been a tough year for the Melbourne Demons was the emergence of Mitch Clark. He came down as a big name and high-paid recruit, and he did the job until injury cut his season short in round 11. Mitch joins me tonight. Go, Mitch.
Yeah, g'day, Ed.
Welcome aboard.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Tell me about this year. It's just been an amazing, emotional rollercoaster for you and the club.
Yeah, it's been a tough year. Yeah, obviously went through some things that we probably didn't expect as a footy club at the start of the year, losing our major sponsor and obviously Jim passing as well. You know, Liam Jarrah saga's been going on all year, which has been sort of unique. So, yeah, we've definitely learned a lot from this season, that's for sure.
Well, you hit town in such a big way. You're going to go to Fremantle at one stage. It was a recruiting coup. We hear about the guys flew up to see you and had to sleep in a 2-star motel or something because it was the city was booked out, and they talked you into coming to Melbourne, and you turned up, and everyone was saying, "Gee, he's getting paid a lot of money, this bloke, for not having a huge career at this stage," and yet you really opened up and had a great start to the season.
Yeah, look, the plan at the end of last season was to try and get home and work through that with my manager, and yeah, halfway through that, Melbourne came up, and yeah, ended up working out really well.
What was the attraction?
I think just the role that I could play at Melbourne. You know, young sort of list, and I felt like I could bring a lot to the table on field as well as off field in my leadership and the way that I train and go about my football. So. Yeah, apparently I'm getting paid, 1.5 million or things like this, and it was a lot of pressure, but I've really enjoyed my time here at Melbourne, and yeah, hopefully we can string a few more wins together, obviously, but I'm just really enjoying the footy club and the city itself.
Well, it's amazing. You played football, obviously, at the Brisbane Lions, and then you come to Melbourne. Can you tell us the difference between the scrutiny for an AFL footballer in both those cities? Yeah,
it's massive. Just the media attention down here is a lot different to Brisbane. Brisbane's sort of a big country town, and obviously rugby league bias. So, yeah, as I said, there was a lot of pressure on me to perform, and hopefully I've been able to do that in my 9 or 10 games. And yeah, look, I've enjoyed that part of it as well. It's sort of bring that passion back for footy again. I feel sort of reborn in 18 again, starting my career again. So, yeah, I've really enjoyed it.
Jim Stynes has left an indelible mark on the Melbourne Football Club and anybody you had time with. You didn't have a lot of time with Jim, but you formed a close bond. He presented you with his famous number 11 at the very start of the season, and obviously he was very, very ill at that stage. And the Melbourne guys tell me that when Jim passed, you were really emotionally moved by the whole situation.
Yeah, I was. I only got to meet Jim a few times, and the times that I did get to meet him was really special for myself. Made me feel like a kid again. I don't know what it was, but yeah, it was a pretty emotional time for the whole footy club, and sort of just hit me a bit harder than others. Yeah,
I mean, you got to, tearing up a little bit now. It's quite amazing. He had that impact on people, didn't he? What can I just ask you just one further question on it? What was it that just got the heartstrings on you with this guy?
I don't know. I think just the presence. Yeah, just the presence.
Yeah, he's an amazing guy and a great friend of us all, and as I said, an indelible mark left on football in general and the state of Victoria and everything he's done with Reach. Hey, let's move on. You came out, blaze of glory, 29 goals in 11 games. Your marking was fantastic. We've got some highlights here. We'll roll as we talk. Yep. But with all this behind you, did it motivate you to come out and really have a go? I thought your energy levels up forward were just fantastic for the club.
Yeah, I suppose the difference from being at Brisbane and here at Melbourne, I was probably having a bit more of the footy go to myself, and sort of just felt like I did have a big role to play for the team. So I just tried to do that in every game that I played, and just perform the role that Neildy and the forward line coaches in Lee Brown and Paul Satterley had given me for each week.
Now, you had a real go here. We might play. I was calling the game where I thought you'd nearly broken your neck at one stage. Well, let's roll this through and we'll have a chat about it once we see it from a few angles.
Oh, he's nearly killed himself there.
And his own man.
Yeah, there it is. And you landed flush on your head there, and for a moment you didn't look like you were moving that well, and just the way your body flopped there. and calling. I had the binoculars right on you, so I could actually see your head and your neck crunch underneath. I was worried. How were you?
Yeah, to be honest, Ed, I can't really remember too much of the incident itself. But yeah, watching it back, it obviously doesn't look great. But yeah, sort of scared a few people back home in Perth watching, and yeah, my partner and my older brother at the game as well were quite worried. But yeah, Doc said I was pretty lucky to sort of walk away from that one, and look, I was pretty keen to get back on, and especially to be able to back up and play the next week. I was running around on the Friday trying to convince Nildy and the coaching staff and Doc Dan Bates that I could have a run around, and yeah, thankfully they showed a bit of care for their players, I suppose, in myself, and sort of gave me the week off. And
how bad was your neck? Was it sore? Did you have a bit of a whiplash type of thing? Or?
Yeah, I was a bit stiff, sort of down top of the neck and further down the spine, but yeah, a few headaches here and there, but yeah. As I said, I had the week off and I was fine after that.
When you came to, did they have the neck brace on you, or what's your first memory of?
No, I actually jogged off and sort of got down into the rooms, and then sort of the pain started to get a little bit worse, and Doc laid me down and put the neck brace on and put me on the stretcher, and I was off in the ambulance.
Yeah. And everything was okay?
Yeah, got the all clear. I had a few scans at the hospital, and they ticked me off, and I was home in bed that night.
Well, you did that going for a mark, and then we've got the incident where you did your foot. Now, it's a strange one. It's a Liz Frank tear of your foot. Now, it's quite innocuous here. You go up and you land, and there doesn't seem to be anything. You got a little knock there as your foot was going through from the Greater Western Sydney defender there, and you just land, just watching there. Can you tell us what happened? And your walk seemed to run off okay.
Yeah, just one of those freak things in footy, I think. Yeah, Liz Frank ligament. Yeah, a few guys have done it in the AFL. I think it's a bit more common in rugby league, but...
what happens? What's a Liz Frank?
I think, from my understanding, it holds your big toe and your second toe together. So I've snapped that one, and I've had 3 staples inserted in that to hold it together from Mark Blackney. And he's done a great job. I've just seen him last week, and it said that it's going very smoothly, and he's happy with how the surgery went. And spent about 9 weeks on crutches, and still in the moon boot now, and progress out of that hopefully in the next week. And
is there still pain with it, or is it that subsided?
No, it's not too bad. Sort of had my first sort of walk around barefoot at Mark's rooms, and yeah, it was pretty weak, and got tired pretty quick, so I have to build that strength up over the weeks to come, but I should be able to get in a full pre-season, and that's pretty important.
The Melbourne guys tell me you've been a fantastic leader. You got into the leadership group straight away, which is sometimes unusual, but for a bloke in the position you are at Melbourne, they really said that you've led within the group in a great way. You're a young dad. You're 20 years of age. You've got a 4-year-old daughter, Sienna, who lives up on the Gold Coast now. Did that bring a maturity with you? Does football bring that, or is it just something you've naturally been as a young man?
Yeah, well, definitely having Sienna, taught me to grow up pretty quickly and take responsibility, for my actions, and put myself sort of second, so it put things into perspective. And she's been great for me. And I think the leadership side of things was more playing under great guys like Michael Voss and Jonathan Brown, probably 2 of the best captains, that I've seen, and guys like Simon Black, Luke Power, and just the Scott brothers, Justin Lepich, those sort of guys, and just grabbing little things off them as the years go by, and hopefully bringing some of that out into my leadership skills. And I've really enjoyed that side of footy this year with Melbourne, and we've got a great mix in the leadership group down there with the 2 young captains, and Mark Jamar gives that experience, and Nathan Jones, Chipper Frawley, Colin Garland, and Clint Bartram. Hopefully I haven't missed anyone, but yeah, we've just got a really good mix, and hopefully we can stay together for many years to come.
When you land in Melbourne, and you've got Jim's situation happening, you've got the announcement of the 2 young captains, and then out of nowhere the Liam Jarrah situation blows up. What did you say to people? And you've got a first-year coach in Mark Neild who's probably wondering what's going on. In fact, he's getting slaughtered by the media over the first month as well. It's an amazing time. I mean, they probably need a couple of calm heads. What did you say to guys at that stage?
Oh, look, that was Liam's things, with Liam and his family, and, he just needs time to deal with those things that he's going through, and family comes first before football or anything else. So we'll just support Liam the best that we can as a footy club, and
courts will sort that out later.
Yeah, that's it. So we know Liam on the inside. We know what he's like as a bloke, and we really enjoy having Liam around the footy club. He's really bubbly and upbeat and quite a funny guy. So, we'll just let that take care of itself.
All right, well, Mitch, we've got a tweet coming through here, and it says, Haiti asked Mitch about his wicket-keeping ability, similar to Adam Gilchrist.
Yeah,
Chris, do you know King Rabbit 75?
Yeah, I do know King Rabbit. He was my old cricket coach in Brisbane. He used to muck around on a Sunday and play 20-20, and yeah, he's a pretty good keeper behind the stumps. Give Matty Wade a bit of a
give it a bit of a hit, can you?
Oh, I was shocking with the bat.
No good.
Yeah, no good.
And,
down the bottom of the order, that's for sure.
And mate, are you when you look back on the year, you know, you nearly broke your neck. There's been all sorts of things. You've had this horrible injury, but do you walk away and say, hey, right decision, I'm happy where I'm going at Melbourne?
Yeah, definitely. You know, I've been back to Perth a few times, having the foot done and sort of seeing people back there, and I'm just wrapped with the decision that I've made, and I really love Melbourne as a city. You know, I love my coffee and sort of music and that sort of thing, and it's just a great feel here, and as I said before, it's really reignited my passion for footy, so yeah, I'm loving every minute of it. And
not that it's a novelty these days, but how long have you had the artwork?
A few years now, so I just started a new one on the left leg. So
on your left leg?
Yeah, Mum wasn't too happy about that.
But, so right arm, left leg.
Yeah. So yeah.
What are we going to get done on the leg? We've got a couple of.
Yeah, we got Mary and Jesus on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just really like the art, and yeah, Dad's got a few tattoos, and my older brother, so it runs in the family a little bit, and you know, got a few names on there for, you know, family members and friends and things like that. So people that I carry with me, I suppose. So when you clean somebody up with your forearm, you just, I'm trying to just convert people, is that it? Or? Nah, can't do that anymore.
Good on you, mate. Hey, Mitch, thanks very much. Congratulations on a great year. Disappointment with the injuries, but you really made a name for yourself at Melbourne, and the Melbourne faithful love what you've done. Thanks very much. Good on you, mate. Mitch Clark joining us. Bit of an insight into a bloke who's been an enigma in so many ways in season 2012. When we come back, the longest-serving president in the AFL, David Smorgon, and a new face in football, Lin Jong. That's next on EMT.